Right,
so just a very brief overview here. What do you see with the horses? Okay, so I'm asking it to back up. We've got ear actions, my hand comes up, it does a little flick, but it's backing up, it's doing it's asked. Now these are just a group of horses that belong to MH Horses, and you can find them on Facebook. I was just doing a general check over for them whilst I was on holiday. Now, I'd never met these horses before, and they started to follow me around. They realised that I could communicate with them their way, and I felt very comfortable and very happy just to walk all around them, around the back end, with absolutely no problems whatsoever. Now, all horses love cameras. Here they come. And it's about where I set up a camera. They've got to have a look at the camera and see what's going on. What I'm going to do though, I'm going to take you back to the bit, that's good shots of the ears on the ends up. I'm going to take you back to the bits where they were reversing up, and let's see what the animals were actually saying.
Nice, they're terrible.
So just very, very slowly here. So my hand's on the horse's muzzle already, so the ears are in a forward position, but I can't quite get that angle of what they are here at the moment. This is the relevance that he's taken an interest in me. These are all geldings. Now, as my hand comes up to its nose, I'm asking it to go back. We're going to be watching its ears, so it's showing an interest. And its ears, you can see they're at an angle slightly down, which if it was a side view, now I'm asking it to go back, you can notice that its ears have changed angle and it's starting to go back, but it wants to come forward at the same time, so it's communicating, I don't want to go back. Now my hand comes up and says, no, you are going to go back. Okay, now these are quite head shy, these horses. They're used to being just handled, head collars on, going to do the job. So the head shyness there. But the horse goes back quite willingly when it understands that I'm asking it to go back and I'm walking into its space. Not a problem. And the ear actions are telling me here, which is very similar to an at-rest position, ear position, if you look at its ears, as it's going backwards. Right, it's now slightly changed because obviously I've taken my focus to the other horse. The other horse, I'm asking it to go back. That horse is wanting to stay where it is. So if you notice, it's taken its left ear back and then it's brought it forwards and it's saying, I'm not actually listening to you, I want to see what you're doing. Now the horse that was reversing is now watching to see what goes on with the second horse. I'm asking this one to go back. His right ear flicks back and forth once. It says, I don't fully understand. Because it's not understanding. Okay, so I'm not pushing, I'm not forcing the horse's head. This is very gentle movements on the horse's head. You can see the angle of his ears, that they're in the at-rest position, but from the frontal view, the ears are now out at a larger angle, which is around about C or D on the Equine Semaphore coding system. So unless I actually measure it and calculate it properly, but that's just a rough guide. So it's saying, I'm not sure the circumstances, but I am standing still. And that's what the ear back at the at-rest ear position roughly is. It says, I am standing still in this instance. Now you can see as it brings its head back forward again, that the ears are rotating forwards. Now rotation means that it's a slightly downward angle and twisting, whereas a flick is an upright movement. So there the ear is rotating to a backwards movement. The ears are slightly out. We can calculate this measurement, but the ears also in a backward motion, where it would be at rest, you would have thought, but what is saying to me is I am standing still, which is fine. That's what I looked at, and now I knew that I could actually go around the horse in order to check him over to make sure there's no injuries from when he's been in the field on his own. Now you can see the horse behind as well, so it's just standing still quite happily. And this is what I'm looking at all the time that I'm actually with the horses. I'm noticing their ears, and it's just a quick glance, a quick glance, a quick glance to see what their ears are doing in order to see whether or not they're going to be moving forwards, going to be moving, standing still, or changing direction, or whatever else they're actually communicating. Now you can see that horse is now just changed his ear positions again. We're looking at that one that's right in the centre there. Now all these are calculable through angles using the Equine Semaphore Code, and once we get these positions, you can see the ear positions of both those two horses there were roughly about the same there as his head was coming round, and I'm going around the back of the horse, but the horse is telling me I am standing still. can see the observation of the horses on the left there as well. So if we just take this particular horse at the moment, I'll put some markings onto its ears there. We've got the head at a slight angle, so I can't calculate an accurate on here, which is why we need something digital that we can actually point it at the horse, and it will take the markers that we've got from the Equine Semaphore Code in order to calculate accurately where the horse's ear positions are. Now, it's not just about the positions, it's about the actions that the positions move as well, so from one position to another. So horses use a combination of movements in order part of their communication system, whereas this particular one means that he's standing still, although he's not 100% sure why he's having to stand still. So hence the angle of the ears is slightly further outwards from a frontal view than what it would be if he was at rest. Now, if we could get a protractor on this, we'd be able to find out that we've got an angles roughly there from the frontal view, which will put it on the scale of the Equine Semaphore Code of C/D. But because the hairs, we can see the hairs pointing out of the horse's ears, though the ears are pointing backwards, this gives us a rough angle about 10 or 11 on the Equine Semaphore Code scale, which gives us the calculation we need to know exactly where the horse's ears are positioned. So just coming back up to where the horses overtook the camera again. Let's just watch the rest of it on full speed.
Let's move that, shall we? Hang on a minute. Minute.
Just reset things up. Now, horses love being on selfie, so this is on selfie mode. So when the horses are actually looking at themselves, when they come up to the camera, they're actually seeing themselves, which I think is amazing, that they actually recognise that there's something in this very tiny little screen, which shows how amazing their eyesight actually is, but also what the recognition is that they actually have there. So just finishing off there, checking the horses over, having a little natter with them. So such amazing creatures. As I said, these horses belong to MH Horses, which you can find them on Facebook. You'll be looking for Elizabeth Macklin, and she's always got around about 50 to 80 horses that are available for sale at any particular time. Amazing, beautiful horses. She looks for specifically show jumpers and professional looking horses.